Well, I guess we're going on to Annabelle now, because you just got a 1.
Glad the crit one came now.
Yeah, as soon as you got back to town, it's like, nope, we're going to Annabelle, sorry. Whatever you're doing, it's not important enough.
It's because I'm asleep.
No, you were unconscious. Remember, she hit you in the chest until you... Or she hit you in the chest hard enough to put you unconscious. You're still breathing, just... Alright, so... So you wake up, do you have full health, D100? Or are your wounds still pretty bad?
Realign.
Oh, sorry. Well, that's a D100 question, so it doesn't matter if you're aligned or not. Okay, so no. Do you have half health? Okay, so yeah. So guaranteed you have half health, and you have the ability, you have, you're pretty sensible when you wake up. I mean, it's like... But sadly you remember everything that happened in your weird fever dream. So you remember everything such as, you know, she was touching you underneath your clothing, trying to patch you up in a non-sexual way, but you feel like it was invasive. A little too invasive.
I'm fine with invasive.
Okay. So, how do you wake up? I mean, like, you're asleep, and you're just lying there, and you're not bleeding anymore. That's the good news.
Probably in a cold sweat. Yeah. Annabelle is prone to nightmares.
Okay. Did you have any nightmares, D100? Okay, so you did have nightmares. What did you dream about?
The people that she wasn't able to save, I assume.
Okay. So what, are you haunted by them?
Pretty much.
By everyone you can't save? Alright, so... But the question is why? Why are you haunted? Like, do you ask yourself that, or are you just, you're stuck in the mode of, I'm being haunted by those I couldn't save?
Because she knows she had the capability to save them, but didn't. Like, she just...
So... And the dead are kind of like, during the dream, the dead are trying to dissuade you. It's like, you know, you did just all the things that you don't like to accept, like, you did the best you could, you didn't have the means, and all these other things that are logical answers, but you don't like accepting them. Like, you know, there's always, for you, there's always another way. And they're telling you, like, all the answers that you keep hearing, like, you know, you tried your best. No one else could have done it. And all these other things that you don't like hearing. Are you going slightly crazy because of that? Just the slight guilt? Let's watch. Let's see what happens.
Bob?
I said D100, let's see if you go. Are you going slightly crazy? No. So this is nothing new to you. It's just fever dreams. It's just that's just you have pretty firm handle on, I guess you can call it guilt, or what would you call it?
Yeah, guilt's a good word.
Okay, so you have a pretty good handle on your guilt, so you know what it means. So, and she hasn't left, and when you wake up, she's like wiping down the parts of your body that are covered in sweat. Does she notice you? And she notices you wake up, and it's like, you know, for someone who is near-death experience, you sure sweat a lot. I mean...
It's just bad dreams.
It's like, yeah, you know how much I had to try and give you water because you were dehydrating? Quite a bit.
Well, you probably shouldn't have knocked me out.
I was like, I didn't know you'd go into that state. How was I supposed? Well, now I know, don't I?
I always have nightmares.
Okay. That's like, well, and she like makes a joke. It's like, well, it's not like we've slept together or anything. How am I supposed to know?
Well, now we've only got one bed back at Safe Haven, so...
Okay. It's like, yeah, close enough. Maybe later. But for now, let's focus on you coming out of this alive. So, and do you look to your right, or do you look at any other things? Can you look at any other things? So that's a no.
I ask how the other person's doing.
So she looks at you, it's like, she didn't make it.
I slump.
Yeah. So, It's like, don't feel too bad. I mean, there are certain people you just can't save. You did your best, but even you have your limit.
The problem is, it was possible.
It's like personal. What do you mean personal?
Possible.
Well, what do you mean possible? You nearly killed yourself to save them.
But I could have saved him.
Okay. So, like, the body is gone. They stripped him of all his equipment for analysis. So Eagle kind of walks in, and he notices the corpse, and he's still got the ragged hole in his chest. Like, that's not going away. It's almost like a permanent figure now.
You should put something in there.
And he like no, he looks at you and he looks at the body, and then he hears that, and it's like, I'm not going to. But, and he like taps you, and it's like, you know, he is recently dead.
Okay, I try to get up.
Okay, so it's like she's trying to keep you down. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I know what you're thinking. No more you using your life force.
I might be able to save him still.
It's like, yeah, I'd like to hear how.
Haven't you seen me resurrect people?
It's like, not recently. Well, it's like, I've seen what you've done so far, and I don't want that to happen to this, and you ending up back in this deathbed state.
Well, that only happens when I'm healing living people.
It's like, and she like, fine, and then she just kind of just lets go.
Sort of like sit up. And, yeah, try to move over to him.
Okay, so that is a, you can either use your unique or D100. Remember, you're in a weakened state, so this might not work. So it's like, how much do you want to? It's like, you could use, again, you could use your unique or you could use your D100.
The thing is, my unique is literally just a D100, so might as well
well,
just
your
use it.
unique has a higher chance. Actually, let me go look at that.
Nah, it doesn't.
It doesn't have a higher chance, but there, your unique has, is it just really just a D100? Yep.
Yep.
But it has, oh well. So yeah, there's really no difference. I'll have to change that later.
Yeah, I
It's like a group
noticed a while
resurrection,
ago that
though.
it literally had no benefits.
Well, apparently there's a clause in there where you could have used that as healing. It's restore allies, but that's the second rule. So if the chance fails, then you don't get the second restore allies thing.
No, that's the percentage of allies.
Okay, yeah. Alright, well anyway. So you just gotta deal with that. Oh yeah, it didn't work. So you try to bring him back, but you're in a weakened state. Like, you just lost a lot of blood, and you lost a lot of life force, so it's kind of hard to concentrate. You can keep trying. I mean, like, you're pretty hell-bent on making this happen. I mean, just to prove it to yourself that you can. So, second attempt,
I'm just,
so
like,
it's
hitting
like...
his chest, and I'm, like, pretty angry. He's like, damn it, damn it, damn it!
Yeah, so you hit him in the chest, and then he just jolts back into life. Because the hit, like, jolts his energy in.
Yeah, like, that like, surprises me, and I just fall onto the floor.
Yeah, even they jump at when you slam your fist into him and they hear the energy discharge. It's like, they jump a little. And so, she's rushing over to you. It's like, what did you just do?
He's alive, right?
Okay. Like, an eagle just walks up and he like picks up the soldier, and the soldier starts to walk out with a nod. It's like, well, he's alive.
That's what I did.
And the guards outside are incredulous. It's like, aren't you dead? So, are we able to heal most of the wounds? There are the wounded are going to remain there a while. So, now comes the hard question. What are you guys going to do about the blue dragons? I mean, they seem a bit distraught. And, yeah.
Oh god,
Okay.
I might piss off Eagle by doing this.
Okay. So, Eagle's looking at you. It's like, what do you plan to do?
Well, they need something, and if they don't get
It's
it,
like, oh, what's that something?
some form of hope.
Okay. It's like, you're talking in riddles. Are you still, it's like, are you still wounded? So everyone's like
Yes.
trailing you now.
I'm fine.
It's like, I would love to hear this form of hope. And it's like, hey! And they're like following you.
I go up to the one who's like almost like
There's one lying in a bed, and she's the one that's like, you could tell she's been recently crying. Like, she's still been, like, it's been how many days? 5 days, and she's still distraught. Then you can see the one that's just kind of holding her hand, just trying to keep her, like, somewhat comfortable. But I mean, it looks like she's pretty devastated.
Is there a chair nearby?
Okay. D100. You just have to. Of course, there's a couple chairs. Yeah.
There's chairs everywhere.
Yep.
Come
There's
to
every
the
bed
house.
has a place for visitors because they see it as a small hope. It's like, so you get visited. You're hurt, and you want someone to visit you. You don't want to be left alone to your thoughts. Like, even the guards that are there, they've been talking amongst themselves, like, because they don't. It's a very uncomfortable thought that you're all just alone in a hospital bed. Nobody's coming to see you. So that's why they always keep chairs as kind of a little measure to say, someone will come see you.
Yeah, I sit down next to her and like pat her on the shoulder a bit.
Okay. So she looks up, and you can she's still got a sad face on. I mean, it's just.
How have you been holding up?
Okay, so Eagle's the one who interjects. It's like, she's. I don't think it's really his death that affects her most. It's that, she's going to have his child soon, and that her child is not going to have the father. Because, and it's just, and all the other societal problems, like, how do you explain that to your child that your father is already dead?
Well, he's less of dead and more of bound permanently to his element.
Okay, so that's a little comforting, but it's still one of those, he's gone, and he's not coming back.
He's gone on to greater things.
Eagle's advice is, it doesn't matter if it was greater or not. What matters was that he was here with her, and now he's not. Well, that's what matters to her anyway. Just,
Well, I doubt replacing him would help.
no. It's like Eagle shakes his head. It's like, no, that wouldn't be wise.
It's a harsh world we live in, but that can't, especially with children, that can't affect us.
What can't affect you? What?
The harshness of the world.
Okay. You can't let the harshness affect you? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
That's enough for her to like she's sitting up now, but she's still kind of glum.
Even if it tears you up, you have to be strong.
Okay. Yeah, she pretty much holds her hand to her stomach, and it's like, that wasn't the reason she was upset.
Yeah, she's
That's like,
sad
and
that
she pretty much, she lies back down, and that's the point where Eagle, he looks at you, and it's like, I think she's going into labor.
Oh, great.
Okay.
I haven't done this in...
So, she,
Have I?
barges you aside. It's like, get out of the way. I can handle this.
As she does that, I'm trying to remember whether I've done this before.
What, being a... damn, what's the word?
Midwife? Is that it?
Yeah, being a midwife. Have you ever done a midwife? Have you ever been a midwife ever? So, yeah, you have a couple... You know how to do it, too.
Goddamn time!
Yeah. You've done it
It's like
before.
second nature
You've had to
to
make
me.
a living somehow, so as a medic, you've done so. So... And she's like, she's not quiet about it. I mean, it makes a racket, and I think the whole camp, let's see, can it, see, not the whole camp, but at least the whole tent can hear it. And so all the soldiers stop what they're talking about just to listen in, just to wondering, what the hell is going on?
I quickly grab some supplies that might be needed.
Okay. So, not everything is there, so she might just have to do this the hard way. Like, the other dragon's holding her hand, she's on a... is doing the best to try and encourage her to just give birth. So, and it's not a baby that comes out, but it's an egg. So, it's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad.
Eggs.
Yeah. They lay eggs.
Always fun.
Why, you didn't know that? No, at least you know that now.
No, it's just...
Because they're reptilian, they
Annabelle
lay
is
eggs.
just, like, bewildered.
They're
It's
not,
like,
they're not mammals. Okay, so she is like, she's pretty much wrapping the egg in warmth and handing it to the mother. And now, like, you see that her spirits have definitely lifted quite a bit. I mean, they're very different. And so, like, Eagle kind of leans into you and says, you know, I don't think she was sad because he was gone. I think she was sad because she was in pain.
Huh. I pet her it on the shoulder and give her a jolt of life energy.
Do you even... She doesn't really need it. I mean, like, she's
I know.
she's super ecstatic now, and she looks like she's like a fountain of energy now. So she's holding the egg close to her, and the other dragon's kind of like getting close to look at it. And it's like, so she's like, you know, we're gonna have to find somewhere to put that, cause you remember how it works. If the egg is not kept at a proper temperature, it'll die.
Wait, aren't these
Say what?
water dragons? I'm just like thinking to myself, aren't these water dragons?
No, there's... and she looks at you, it's like, no, they're ice dragons. They need to be in a frozen environment.
So we have to freeze them?
It's like, and the ice dragon's already taken over, like, they're encasing the egg in ice, but that can only last so long. So you're gonna have to take them to a place where the egg will survive.
But we need to defend it. Oh god.
Okay. So Eagle, like, he puts a hand on your shoulder, and his hand is not really a hand, it's like a claw, because it's mostly bone. It's like, I'll handle the town defense. We've handled it so far. You need to make sure that whatever legacy this is doesn't die out.
Okay,
That's like, so I said, think of it as the last wishes of a dying old man. I mean, would he want his child to simply die like this?
yeah, I'm like already starting to lead them out.
Okay. So, and like without question, they're not even bothering to ask. Like the dragons are pretty much sprinting-ish out there.
Okay, where's the turtle? Where's the turtle? I'm just like looking
Where's
around.
the what?
Where's the turtle? Where's the turtle?
Oh, where's the turtle? The turtle's been in the... Is he nearby? Yeah, he's been nearby the whole time, and he perks up immediately. Like, roar?
Well, it's time for you to gallop, Mr. Turtle.
And so he doesn't, like, he tilts his head slightly. It's like, what do you mean? Just,
I immediately start climbing up.
yeah. So everybody's climbing on. It's like, Eagle's like at the edge. It's like, I hope we meet again under better circumstances.
I hope your new lordship gig goes well.
It's like, it'll go as well as I think it can go, but we'll see. So, and then... So you just tell him to gallop, or what do you tell him to do?
He has to get to the gate before we can start galloping.
Okay, so you just do, what do you do? Point to the gate, or... Because he doesn't know what's going on.
Pretty much.
So you point to the gate, you start trundling that way.
Does anyone just open the gate for us?
Okay. So, like, you hear a soldier shout from, "Open the gate!" And then the gate opens, and they just kind of walk out. Let me reveal some land. Okay, so, let's see if you have a time limit. You do have a time limit, so... Let's see. High or low? We have a high number. Roll a d10. You have 9 turns to make it there before the egg expires. So the place you need to go likely is the bladed spires.
I pointed in the direction.
Okay, so roll encounter. Because now he's going to start galloping. Let's see, can he... So he can't gallop. Like, he can gallop and he can haul ass, but I guess he's going fast enough where now you don't have to worry so much about the encounters, because he's just breezing by it. Okay, roll another. Let me see how many encounters you have to roll. That's 1. You have to roll another one. There's still nothing. You go... The swamps is where you get stopped. What is D1, D2? There, do a D2. Okay, so friendly. So do you want it to be... Do a D100. Is it inside influence or outside? So this is inside influence. This is just among the group as you're galloping through the landscape. So let me... How many turns was that?
3.
Okay, so you have 9, so you have plenty of time. Let me realign you. So you're trudging, you're galloping through the swamp. You're not trudging. She's like holding on to. It's like they're trying to keep the egg frozen and in a cold enough temperature to survive. So both ice drakes are focusing all their effort on keeping the egg alive.
Damn it, I can't help, I'm directing.
Yeah, and you could tell it's making them worse for wear. I mean, like, they're using a lot of energy to do so.
I tried patting one on the back to give it
D100.
a jolt.
D100.
Like, can you siphon your own energy? You can't, because they're... You've exhausted yourself. You're still at a bit of a wounded state, so you are getting exhausted. It's pretty much been non-stop since, like, non-stop use of your magic for a while.
Well, I did sleep for like...
Yeah, you slept for a little bit, but it wasn't enough. I mean, you had nightmares, so you're not really rested. So you have to roll... How many? 1, 2, 3. 3 more. Or 2 more. Because it just transfers 2 zones just to get to where you need to go. So that's 1. Encounter friendly. To do a D100. Let's just see. It's still internal, so you're just noticing the egg, and so what about is it? Okay, so they're still holding. Let's see, but one of the drakes is starting to go a little, like, she pretty much goes unconscious, and she's the one that has to hold her on. So now it's just down to the mother is the one who's holding the egg. So it's getting more and more desperate. She's just holding it close to her chest and just trying to keep it frozen.
Okay, I try to give a boost to the swamp turtle to try and make him go faster.
Okay, so you're just trying to give energy to whoever you can. You do not have the energy to do anything. So roll another encounter. You're almost there. You have 1 more encounter and then you'll make it. So, and then you keep trying to help, but you do make it in time. So, do you run into each other? No, because they're already back. Sains and them is already back at town.
Ah, there are 2 of me.
There's not 2 of you. That's the other
okay.
swamp turtle. Did you notice what party was on that swamp turtle?
No, I just saw the colors. I just zoomed out.
Colors. Okay, so you make it. Are you heading to Grimmaul's fortress, or are you just going to go into the tundra?
I have no clue where that is.
Okay. True. Very true. So you just go into the tundra, and the egg is now safe. I mean, it's in a reasonable temperature. but problem is there's nothing around here. Like, this place isn't habitable exactly. So there's Cheeto. So, I mean, what do you do now? I mean, it's you're safe, and the egg is safe, and it's not going to freeze. But now what?
I am.
Oh, it's not gonna. It's not gonna melt. Sorry, we have to keep it frozen.
I am bundling myself up because I'm very cold.
Yeah. So she's armor is like she's got advanced armor, so she can handle whatever weather she's in. And also remember, she used to be a pirate, so the high seas is not exactly a warm place. She wears like a strange insulated composite, which is hot when it needs to and cold when it needs to.
I'm just like sitting there chattering.
What, you? Oh, what, she? No, she's not cold at all. I mean, like, she's handle cold weather. Oh, you are? So she kind of like gets close and brings you closer. It's like, well, at least my body heat will keep you warm as well. I mean, might as well. You're starting to freeze. I didn't just do all that. And she kind of like makes a joke. It's like, I didn't just do all that medical just for you to freeze to death here. Yeah, so, and like the ice dragons are starting to slide off of the swamp turtle.
Where are you going?
Like they just pretty much like one of them uses her magic to create sort of like a snow hill, and the other one's just climbing on top of the snow hill, and then she just points in a random direction. And they just get back on the swamp turtle. They don't really talk, like at all.
Okay, we go in that direction.
She's pointing in the direction, and what do you tell the swamp turtle to go in that direction?
I guess.
Okay, so roll encounter. Do you encounter anything along the way? Of course you do. Roll a D. You don't even get to move. Then a D2. Dun-dun-dun-dun. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Haha! I knew it. It's never that easy. So we're talking snow entities again. So hostile snow entities. So D100, are you sensible enough to hear? So everybody else hears. You're the only one that doesn't hear it. Like you see, Chi just perk up, and you see all the ice drakes perk up, and they like draw bows. What you see is a massive swarm of these coming right at you.
The fuck?
So,
I'll go on bats.
Yeah. So, and they're like, what's worse is they're moving in like a swarm pattern. Like they're moving in like it looks like a tendril in the sky of bats, and it's like slowly gliding towards you. And so she's looking at it. It's like that is not. It's like she's pulling out sword and shield. It's like that is not natural.
I push back the ice drake closest to me, and then try to do like a flamethrower thing.
Okay, so you're just trying D100. Can you even focus your magic enough, or are you still okay? So you're gonna use. Is it gonna cost you? No. So what are you thinking as you're? Because remember, some of this is based off your personal thoughts. So what are you thinking as you're just casting a giant wave of fire?
They live in ice. They live in ice. Fun.
Okay, so it is not fatal. It's not even wounding. So, but it does hit. It doesn't even disorient them. So, like it redirects them. You cast a wave of fire, but they move around the wave of fire.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
And then she's looking. It's like, yeah, that's definitely not natural. Any other ideas? You have one more action.
Is it snowing?
Yes.
I try and make the snow sort of like bubble around them into like a ball of ice.
Okay, so
Like
you're trying to
around
form
the
the D100. You're trying to form ice. So, okay, so it's making a ball around them. What is it doing exactly?
Just stopping them from coming at us.
Okay.
So they're like in a giant ball.
Yeah, that pretty much, you basically freeze them over, and they just drop from the sky like rocks. So, that is... It doesn't kill them all, it only kills some of them. Some of them drop on the ground and they shatter. That's like 2 squads. They 2 units, they get killed, but I mean the rest are still coming on. And she's like, yeah, what are we gonna do about this? And she's like getting ready for the charge.
Kill them all?
So that's when the ice strikes kind of like she pretty much gets her bow, does it sideways, and gets like a 5 arrow spread. So she pulls out 5 arrows and just releases them. And is that fatal? That is fatal. So fatal all of them. So that's she just does a 5 spread, and that just the ice arrows explode into like shrapnel. And so all the bats just fall to the ground, like cut to pieces.
Yeah, I just look at the ice drake quizzically. She's like, ah.
She just kind of shrugs. And then she continues to point in the direction she said to go in.
Okay, I guess we continue.
Okay, so... So... Do you actually know where you're going, though?
I don't know, but she's pointing in the
Do you have a
direction.
feeling you know where you're going? So, no, you have no idea. She's just pointing in a random direction, says go that way. Well, as you start traveling that way, you start to notice that you're going into like a ravine, and then you see a giant fortress at the edge. So, let me move you to the proper map now. So, he does not have as much animosity as he used to for you, but I don't know if that is shared among you. So what do you think? Do you still hate him?
I don't know. I don't even know whose place this is.
It's Grimmaul's. Or at least, no, actually true, you don't know whose place it is. So you approach the fortress, and you're on Squirtle's back.
It's not Squirtle, it's just some
Oh,
random
you're
toad.
on the Swamp Turtle's back, sorry. The fact that the Swamp Turtle's not affected really by weather, because he's got this he's got skin that's pretty much impervious to everything.
Like, I guess I just yell at the walls. Knock knock!
And it's like, so, and then like a dwarf appears in one of the windows. Ah, what do you want? Wait, what? Ice drakes? I thought we had them all. Oh, I guess I should let you in then. Or you,
Yes,
you do
please.
want to come in, right?
Yes, that would be good. I'm freezing my ass off.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll go let everyone know and all that. The gate's over there. Then he points to like the western wall.
Okay, I guess we go towards the western wall.
So you're walking around the western wall. Are you paying attention to anything on the walls? Or are you paying attention to the walls, period? Okay, so yes.
Yep.
So you see that the walls are like they look a lot newer. The stonework has been redone. It doesn't look as ancient as it used to be. The cannons are definitely brand new because they look very sophisticated even to your eyes. You can see the sophistication because you have a mechanized weapon. So you can see somewhat sophistication. Like you see these cannons have multiple barrels and the barrels spin. So that you can align a new chamber. Instead of having to reload each of them individually, you reload it with a weird 4 pattern. And then you just rotate the barrels so you can fire 4 cannon shots in one salvo.
As I'm walking around, I say, "Whoa, nice cannons."
And it's like, yeah, it'll work. I never got to use those on my ship.
Oh,
It's like, yeah, I always preferred bigger caliber over how many shots you shoot.
I guess there are two kinds of people.
Yeah, so, and guess who meets you at the gate?
Grimmaul?
Yeah, it's like, oh, what are you doing out here? How'd you get here?
What am I doing? I'm freezing my ass off.
It's like, alright, come on in. So, it's like, park the swamp turtle somewhere. So, you park he parks like right here, because there's not a lot of room in the fortress wall.
Okay, I guess we go to...
Can he squeeze into... He can't squeeze into the main hall, so... Like, he tried to, like, he kind of just did a square peg round hole thing where he tries to walk into the door, but it's too small. And he's, like, looking at it questioningly, wondering why he can't go inside.
I just pet him and say, stay here.
Okay. And he's looking like, so, you know, I want to go with you, but, you know, you can't really fit in there.
It's okay, we won't be far.
So, the retinue's obviously going to follow you. They're not going to just let you go in alone. So the retinue moves forward. Everybody's moving forward. Are you actually going into the audience chamber?
Pretty much.
So what's Grimmaul doing? Grimmaul's been busy at work with this paperwork. He doesn't even notice you guys come in, because he's been working on upgrades to the fortress. And since he's got more pay, now he's thinking, alright, now we can really go buy some stuff.
I just walk up beside him and then just knock on his helmet.
Okay. It's like, you know, I didn't appreciate that 9 years ago, and I don't appreciate that now.
Still funny. So...
whatever.
Did you ever meet Arrow?
It's like, oh, on occasion, why?
These would be his girlfriends? What? I have no clue.
So, you talking those two blue dragons he spent time with? I didn't think anything actually happened between them. Why do you ask?
I sort of point towards the egg.
Okay. It's like, oh. Okay then. They can stay here as long as they like. I mean, it's not uncommon around here. I mean, we have some blue dragons around here, so... So he's, the blue dragons, the remaining snow dragons, had come to this keep for seeking shelter, so it's not uncommon to have ice drakes around here.
I turn to Grimmaul with a very serious face and say, I promised to Ero, in his dying breath, that I would protect...
Like, he interjects us like, what, he's dead?
Yes, he did the thing that most people with elemental powers do.
Oh, what's that?
Back into their element.
That's like, well, you mean he turned into ice.
User joined your channel.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, you're just in time. Looks like you just found out, your characters found out Arrow is dead. And,
Oh, I found out?
Yeah, your Grimmaul, because pretty much Annabelle just relayed that info to you just now, that Arrow is dead. And these are his... One of them is bearing his child. That was bearing his child, now it's an egg. And now it's your responsibility, because it's your fortress and you have the right temperature to have that child grow.
Oh, so we're still in the fortress, or are we outside?
No, we already went through a lot of adventure.
Oh, where are we now? Are we still in the tundra?
We're back in your fortress.
Oh, did I get my fortune back?
Yeah.
You got your money.
Yeah, you easily just skipped out on everyone. It's like, alright, now that I got my 3k favor, I'll be on my way, because that's all I came out here to get. And it was a misunderstanding. They didn't want to get it stolen, so they took it and held on to it till the owner came looking for it, and then you did.
Who's they, exactly?
Snow elves.
Snow elves? Oh, okay.
Yeah. They held on to it, and it's like, this is a lot of money, and they didn't want it to end up in the wrong hands, so they took it. So they said, oh, you're the owner. It was a misunderstanding. Here you go.
Okay.
And be more careful with this much money.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, so
and
they
now
did.
I know.
So.
Now one of them has an egg.
Yeah.
Arrow.
Which is bad, because it's like, it comes down to, okay, how did you make that happen, Arrow? Crazy old man.
He got some of that.
We'll never know, because he's dead now.
No. Here's what he did. He probably went onto black market, hospitalityblackmarket.com and ordered a special version of Viagra. And
It's not how
went
that
to
works.
Pound Town.
Okay. Anyway,
Get your
so I
magic
take
juice
it you're
today.
Are you back now, or are you back like
I'm back.
temporarily? All right, cool.
No, I'm back.
We'll see what happens. All right, so we're back in the fortress.
Okay, so I'd pretty much almost just threatened you, almost. I
what?
said, now I've forgotten what I said.
It was
something
because
about
it's the last legacy of Arrow. Because with Arrow gone, this is technically his child. So she is now.
Yeah.
You were threatening him about something revolving around Arrow.
That he pretty much has to protect them with his life, or I will be very angry, and I have a mechanized scythe that stabs people.
Okay. So you're threatening his life. Okay, I thought you guys were going to make friends with each other, but apparently you're just, even after 9 years, you're still as hostile to each other as ever.
It's less of hostility, more of the gravity of this situation.
The gravity of the situation. Okay, so you're not threatening him, you're just telling him this is serious.
They're my people.
Okay.
Not like I'm going to abandon them anytime soon.
Okay. Are they your people, though?
They are now. I mean, they're
Yeah.
part of the fortress.
They're living in
They
your
did
fortress,
swear-
so technically, yeah.
They
are.
did swear. Eternal loyalty to my armies.
Yeah.
They're my people. I'm keeping them.
What? What is that? Is that Annabelle saying that, or?
No. It's just me.
Yeah, that's just Grimmaul.
No, it's a joke. Anyhow, but
I mean, you have a strange menagerie of things already. I mean, you have ice drakes living with you. You have dwarves. You have a few outcast goblins. You have a lizard man, and then now you have snow widows. So
got
it's like,
this.
which are spider hybrids.
Yep, I've got those. So yeah,
Yeah,
they're my people. They're my misfits. I'm gonna keep them safe.
Yeah, but well, anyway. So he pretty much agrees to we'll keep the egg safe and all that.
Egg will be fine. They'll grow up and become.
So she's like standing next to you. Sorry to interject, but is it even going to be a human child or a drake child? What is going to come out of that egg?
Something like
That is
Sage, maybe?
What, you mean a hybrid?
Maybe. Arrow was a human, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a human mage, and then it's ice drake. How it happened even is like he was the one that experimented and said he couldn't have an egg, but apparently he found a way, which goes to mean that it's a bunch of things that he didn't quite explain.
Life always finds a way.
There's only one other place you could look, and that's you have to go check out Arrow's room.
Arrow's what?
He had a room in. Well, at least the most who knows it is Chi. At least knows it. He had a room in the inn, over in Safe Haven. So maybe he left some clues.
Maybe. Hopefully, Estrio didn't clean it out yet.
Yeah. Speaking of Estrio, I mean he's got his own problems because Zero's been tasked to quote unquote collect him.
Oh, yeah.
So we still got to see how
definitely.
that's gonna go.
Yeah.
I guess I turn to the ice drake and say, "So you're okay with all this?"
They're already wandering off. I mean, they're going to wherever the ice drakes are held. So, like
Okay.
without preamble, they don't really talk, and like they already established everything.
So, Grimmaul, when did you get a giant castle?
It was my armies before. The High Majesty it was property of the High Majesty Mori, as I say in a sarcastic tone. But after they just left, I just took it over.
Okay. So you're explaining the story, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that as far as you're giving it, just the previous owner, which is Queen Mori?
Yeah, it was her kingdom. Technically,
Yeah.
it wasn't hers, technically, but the kingdom built this outpost.
So why were you? Oh well, okay. So you're saying that it's her kingdom and such. Okay, is that it? Is that all you're
I
giving?
turn
or-
to is it noticeable how old this place is?
D100. That's you. Do you notice how? Like, do you get a good impression? No, you don't have an impression. You just know that this place to you looks pretty pristine because it's been upgraded recently.
And assumably you gave it all this shiny new kit?
Yep. It's good to have an illusionist. It's good to have an illusionist on the side, you know.
Well, you don't have an illusionist. You paid for one.
No,
you
we
don't even
had
know if
one.
he's alive.
Yeah, I had one before.
Okay.
Paid him good money to keep this place pristine. Well, I went off to get the money.
Huh. I really like those cannons. Kinda want one.
Yeah, I like them too.
Yeah.
If you want one, you probably want to talk to the dwarves. They're the ones who gave them to me.
Dwarves still have, anything?
Probably.
Well,
I mean,
you're
they
ragging
do-
on the dwarves.
For all I knew, they were very close to dead people.
Well, not anymore.
Nope.
Because of one thing, and I think Grimmaul knows the humor behind this, because he just talked to a Hulusk.
Yep.
Okay.
Was
So,
the,
do you let her know about that, or do you just not?
Oh wait, hold on. Is it with the spider thing? Wait,
No,
what?
or the part where they don't care what they breed with, so long as
Oh
it's
yeah,
willing.
that's right. Yeah. Yep. It's like they don't really have a preference. They just do what they can do.
They do what they gotta do.
Survival,
So-
man. Survival.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
dwarves are like, you'll see that a lot of dwarves like don't really have partners that are dwarves. That's just their species. That's just to survive. They got to do what they got to do, and that's one of the things is cross species.
Hopefully not too much. They might try to.
They don't
you
have
know,
a
try to
choice. It
keep-
has to be every time because there's not a lot of
Yeah.
women that are dwarves.
Do female dwarves even exist?
Yeah, that joke. Yeah, they do exist.
They just screw every other species, and that's how they reproduce.
It's easier to find another species to do so. Just they're everywhere, literally. So.
Yep. Well, we still got some sort of circus going on down there that I gotta check out later. But yeah, it's dwarves have been keeping well for now.
Yep.
So if you want so if you want cannons for Safe Haven, you're gonna have to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
There's this merchant down there in the store. If you want to talk to him, he probably has some contacts that could probably deliver him.
Okay, so
Actually,
not just yet. We'll get back to that in a minute. We got to go back to Saints.
can I say like one last thing?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, Snugport could use some cannons.
Okay. So
Wait, Snugport?
he's talking to you about like he's questioning Snugport. What do you mean? Because he doesn't know the port.
It's a port to the northeast.
Wait. There's an ocean?
So she just rolls her eyes and he pulls out a map. It's like here, and she just shows you the map and Snugport.
Oh yeah.
Actually, hold
there it
on.
is.
Since that is a thing, I can actually just show you the map. So she pulls out a map. This is what's on the map, and she points at the. Let me just align you guys. She points at the watery area right over here, and it's like that's where Snugport is.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's water there.
Okay, so
I thought
and
everything
then
ran-
did you guys get a
Little
good look
while.
at the map?
Just complete facepalm from Annabelle.
Okay, and then back to the keep. And then back to the regular map.
Hey man, I mean it's been a while since I hunted things at sea. You know, I forgot
Or at
there's
all.
even or at all.
I mean, last thing you just did, you went to. We were attacked by mountain fiends, and you just gunned them all down casually because you fought a bunch of them before.
Yep,
So
pretty much.
you used
But yeah,
your shock rounds this time around.
that's nuts.
Lightning bolt.
Lightning!
Just it pretty much liquidated them inside of their skin because you electrocuted them. Okay, so now we go back to Saints, who is
Yep.
back in town. Let me go. First,
Guess
find
who's
all your
back?
assets.
Well, my assets are far.
Your assets I
far
need to
away.
update now because they're everywhere. I'll work on that later. I got Minecraft finally to work.
Oh,
Well, I
You did?
got the server to work, so
Oh,
I have to
nice.
figure out if that's gonna work or not.
good.
Where the hell is Saints? Where are you?
Are we? Hold on.
On
He's
the
not
edge
on
of
the-
the
There you are.
desert thing. Where?
Are we what?
safe. Is he in Safe Haven or where is Saints?
Yeah, he's in Safe Haven.
All right, could you move us there? Because we're still
Working
on
on
my
it. Working on it.
fortress.
I'm going. I gotta.
Okay, well, thank you.
I gotta also get the proper assets. Delete any clones of yourselves, because none of the clones are here. Like, all the Annabelle stuff, that's gone. So... I'm tempted to make Dr. Seven's part accelerate, but I don't want to. Because part of me says we should wait to see what Zero does, because he always makes it more interesting.
Yeah, let's wait for Zero.
I can
Just
only
wait.
impersonate him so much.
Zero's always got
Zero's
the
always got a better
wild-
way of doing things. Alright, so are you just gonna go... You're back, are you gonna go straight beeline right for...
Yeah, I'm
So,
gonna.
The
go
swamp
straight.
turtle, he doesn't even... Like, he immediately just climbs the nearest tree. The trees have become more robust to it. Like, they've been growing in tandem. Where the trees are evolving to the swamp turtles, and the swamp turtles are evolving to the trees. So now the trees are... Like, they're stable enough where if someone sits on it, it's not gonna crunch. So
Nice.
he's just kind of sitting in the tree. He's like perched on top of the tree. So you're really high off the ground. You're like 4 stories off the ground. Do you leap off
Oh, well.
before you get that high up?
Yes.
Okay, so you all just leap off. So and that big thing is climbing the tree. And she's looking around and she's kind of impressed. Says, huh, nice place.
Let's go to the spot Liam is most.
Okay, so guards. The guards are on guard as to like you get to here, and the guards are like they see a new outsider and they're like on guard. So what do you do?
I'm just like, ease off.
Okay. So okay, and then it's like they just shrug and they go back to attention. So you go all the way to Limas, and they're all congregating. And like as one, they all just like they're in the tree, but they all just drop from the tree, and then just they're all standing in a line.
Interesting.
And so you're just kind of pushed aside, and she goes forward. And like they're face to face. And she's looking at Limus, she's like, so you're Limus. And his response is, you know, it's like, who else would I be? Okay, so Sans, are you going to interject in any of that, or are you just going to observe?
I'm gonna observe till the point
Yes.
I find it too hostile towards each other.
Okay. So you can tell, you can like feel the tension in the air. Like this is they have prejudice towards each other, their races, and now they're meeting face to face. So you can tell there's tension. But Limus breaks down and he just offers a hand. And what does she? Does she take the hand? She just takes the hand. And so Limus is like he's breaking out into like a kind of a chuckle. It's like I thought, oh well. That was easier than I thought. So, and she's also kind of smiling. It's like, yeah, I thought you would be some jackass. Giving the joke that he's mostly a jackass to you guys. So, she pretty much, you can say that your quest has been completed and that you have earned your payment. So the rest is really up to them. She is going to probably negotiate for them to have a home here. It seems a reasonable place. Of course, they're not going to be around the town. Like, it's really just a place to go when they need to. Okay, big problem is there's not a lot of, like, the elves that are left, the forest elves, they're few in number. I mean, there's only 4, and they're all male. Like, none of the... But these are, like, some of the toughest ones. The ones that have survived constant warfare. So, they're not pretty looking. I mean, these elves, some of them are missing ears, some of them are missing... have nasty scars on their faces. These are not pretty elves. These are like veterans. Okay, so now what do you do? I mean, you technically earned your payment. And then you have that extra 900 favor that she gave you to say, give this back. She's actually going to come over to you and it's like, I'm going to need that back.
I just handed... I didn't even take it.
Yeah, you didn't even take it? You just shoved it away?
No, I didn't even take it. She handed it to me, but I didn't take it, so she still had it.
Okay, so she still has it.
She still comes over and asks for money.
No. They don't do that. They're very independent type people. It's like, we're going to make money our own way. They're survivalists. They want to live. They don't want to be... They don't want to live in debt. They don't want to owe anyone. They want to earn their keep. So they'll still be hunters and stuff. I mean, they're not just going to be freeloaders in this town.